At the end of this video, the FS student should be able to identify the school forms, its purpose and uses, download and fill out sample DepEd school forms, and do sample computation of grades using the DepEd assessment criteria.
The K-12 Basic Education Program employs a competency and standards-based grading system. When we refer to a grading system, what we really mean is a system that teachers in a specific institution use to assess each student's performance and learning. Grading may be done using letter grades, percentages, or even just a pass or fail system. Exercises including writing assignments, lab work, projects, reports, and tests can all be graded. All DepEd grades are determined by the summative assessment weighted raw scores of the students. Written works, performance tasks, and quarterly assessments make up these summative assessments. These three will serve as the basis for grading. The way these three components evaluated depends on the nature of the learning process.
According to DepEd Order Number 8, Section 2015, the grading of the learner should be classified into three components. The written works component, which may include long quizzes, essays, and journals. The performance task component, which include skills demonstration, group presentation, oral work, and research project. And the last is quarterly assessment. This may be in the form of objective tests, performance-based assessment, or combination of the two.
To compute the grades of the learners from grade 1 to 10, here is the formula. And the weight distribution of the assessment components is this. Written works is 30%, performance tasks is 50%, and the quarterly assessment is 20%. Grades from all student work are added up. This results in the total score for each component, namely written work, performance tasks, and quarterly assessment. Raw scores from each component have to be converted to a percentage score. This is to ensure that values are parallel to each other. The sum for each component is converted to percentage score. To compute the percentage score, divide the raw score by the highest possible score, then multiply the quotient by 100%. Step 3. Percentage scores are then converted to weighted scores to show the importance of each component in promoting learning in the different subjects. To do this, the percentage score is multiplied by the weight of the component. The product is known as the weighted score. The sum of the weighted scores in each component is the initial grade. This initial grade will be transmitted using the given transmutation table to get the quarterly grade. The quarterly grade for each learning area is written in the report card of the student. We also applied this process to compute the grades of all learners from senior high school, and we used this weight distribution.
Throughout the academic year, every instructor is required to submit their reports. These reports include most of the school data and student data, include class records, and IPCRF is included in these reports and additional paperwork. These school forms are available for online download on the DepEd website. There are numerous school forms, and each one serves a certain function. We will show and discuss the codes and title, as well as the description and example of each school form.
The first school form that the teacher needs to accomplish throughout the year is the SF1, also known as School Register. School registration is a master list of the students who are enrolled in one classroom. This form prepared by the class advisor through LIS or Learner Information System. It is an online facility that provides for the registration of learners enrolled in schools. These were needed at the beginning of the school year.
The second school form that the teacher needs to accomplish is the SF2, also known as the Learner's Daily Class Attendance. It is the record of the students who are present or absent in class. This form is prepared by the class advisor through manual. The teacher needs a class attendance to record the present or absent in one day.
The SF3, also known as books issued and returned, This form is a list of books issued to borrow or returned by the student. This form is prepared by the class advisor manually recorded or recorded by the LIS at the beginning and end of the school year. The SF4, also known as Summary Enrollment and Movement of Learners, it is a list of all students enrolled and dropped out for the current school year by the grade level. This was prepared by the school head every month through LIS.
The fifth school form is the SF5, also known as Report on Promotion. This is the list of promoted and retained students. This form prepared by the advisor every end of the school year. This is also done through LIS. Every end of the school year, the school had prepared the SF6, also known as Summary Report on Promotion, through LIS. This forms a final list and number of promoted and retained students by grade level.
The next school form that accomplished manually throughout the year is the SF7, the Inventory of School Personnel. This form, prepared by the school head, it is the list of school personnel with basic profile.
The SF8, also known as Learner Basic Health and Nutrition Profile, it is a record of the student's health and nutrition assessment. This form done by the LIS at the beginning and at the end of the school year.
The important school form that a teacher needs to accomplish is the SF9, or the Learner Progress Report Card. We also call this as Form 138. This form prepared by the advisor manually to track the individual academic, behavioral, and attendance report every quarter of the learner. And the last form is SF10, also known as Learner Permanent Academic Record. We also call this as Form 137. This form is an individual academic record by quarter and school year prepared by the advisor manually.
And that's the 10 school forms that a future teacher should familiarize. And it's important to accomplish these forms on time.
And we are all done in school forms. But before we end this vlog, let's hear the insights of my groupmates.
I'm an NRE. For you, which is easier to do? Manual compute the grade of the student or the use of e-class record, and why?
For me, the easier way to compute the grade is the use of electronic class record because you just need to input all the scores in the e-class record and it will automatically compute the quarterly grade of the student. By using electronic class record is less hassle.
And now, we have Manu Loman. For you, is it important to employ a systematic approach in computing the grades of students?
Yes, using a systematic approach to calculate students' marks is crucial to determining whether the teacher uses the selective teaching approach, learning activities, and learning to carry out specified instructions. With the aid of additional staff members whose roles have been established by the teacher. Following directions, the teacher will analyze the result. The evaluation findings allow the teacher to determine whether the learning aim was met.
And now, let's move to Ma'am Kathleen. Why is there a need to accomplish the different school forms?
Because they give crucial information, the school forms must be completed. It might also be a foundation to enhance something. Candidates must constantly make sure they have filled out specific fields on school forms information that will assist the school learn more about them in the long run. Additionally, school forms offer trustworthy assurance of the knowledge of students. It assures that school reports are the highest caliber and are always relevant, while also using fewer resources for office work and record keeping.
And now, let's proceed to Ma'am Carmela. When are the different school forms need to accomplish and why?
Before the start of the school year, some school paperwork must be completed, while others are monthly, quarterly, and the end of the school year. So they may evaluate, understand the findings, and determine whether there's something that needs to change or improve, or if improvement has already occurred.
For the last question to Ma'am Erica, what will happen if the school forms are not accomplished on the specified schedule?
If the forms are not completed by the deadline, it could have an impact on everything or cause a delay. For instance, there is a chance that they won't be able to deliver a piece of information in a timely manner if they require it urgently because they failed to complete the form within the given time.
And that's for all today's vlog. We hope you've gained some knowledge from our presentation. See you in our next vlog and join us in our journey in field study.